Hey, welcome to the Valley Center Playhouse, and thank you.
The Herdmans were the worst kids in the whole history of the world. They lied and stole and smoked cigars, even the girls, and talked dirty and hit little kids and took the name of the Lord in vain and set fire to Fred Shoemaker's old broken down tool house.
And that's not all. Somebody sent 5 dozen donuts for the firemen, and the Herdmans ate them all. And when they couldn't eat, they stuffed in their pockets and down the front of their shirts. And they wrote this really, really dirty word on the back of Naomi Model's favorite turtle. So now Naomi can't take it to the YMCA pet show. Her mother won't let her. What was the word? And that's not all. They did it with fluorescent paint so it glows in the dark. So when you can't see the turtle, you can still see the word. And they put a whole bunch of tadpoles in the school drinking fountain. This barn swallowed 2 or 3 by mistake. So they yelled, Mildred, stop! You're drinking tadpoles! It was too late. Did she get sick? Not right away.
And that's not all. Now I'm going to tell you about the Christmas pageant and what they did to that. There were 6 of them. Ralph, Imogene, Leroy, Claudia, Ollie, and Gladys. And they went through the Woodrow Wilson School like those South American fish that strip your bones clean. They went around town the same way, stealing things, tearing things up, and whamming kids. So it was hard to get away from them. There was only one safe place.
Sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, because there are no Herdmans there. But Jesus loves us as they say, because he keeps them miles away.
That's my little brother Charlie. That's what he said when the Sunday school teacher asked him what his favorite thing about church was. He said, no Herdmans. That made the teacher mad, because all the other kids said nice things about God and Jesus and good feeling. But good old Charlie told the real truth. No Herdmans.
I don't care what everybody else said. That's what they really thought. All that other stuff is okay. But the main good thing about church is the Herdmans aren't there. Ever.
That's not a very Christian sentiment, it seems to me.
That is a very practical sentiment. Charlie was black and blue all last year because he had to sit next to Leroy Herdman in school.
Is he the worst one, Leroy?
They're all the worst ones.
Well, Ralph's the biggest, so if Ralph gets you...
That doesn't make a difference. Gladys is big, but she's mean, and she's fast, and she's fun!
I'm sorry I asked. Just stay away from all of them.
That's what I said. Stay with them and go to church.
I'm glad to hear you feel that way.
What?
No argument about the Christmas pageant this year.
I don't want to be a shepherd again.
Well, tell Mrs. Armstrong you want to be a wise man.
I don't want to be in it.
Everybody's in it. Think how I would feel sitting there Christmas Eve if my own children weren't in the Christmas pageant. Think how your father would feel. You'd feel terrible now, wouldn't you, Bob? Wouldn't you?
Actually, I didn't plan to go. You know how crowded it always is. They can use my space. I think I'll just stay home and slip on my bathrobe and relax. There's never anything different at the Christmas pageant.
Well, there's going to be something different about it this year.
Oh, what?
Charlie is going to wear your bathrobe.
Grace, you just thought that out.
Hey, Charlie, why don't you be Joseph? Elmer Hopkins will pay $1 to be Joseph. Elmer's sick of being Joseph all the time, just because his father's the minister. Nobody wants to be Joseph.
Nobody wants to be in it.
What are you going to be this year, Beth?
I'm always in the angel choir.
Why can't Charlie be in the angel choir?
Because I can't sing!
Well, from what I've heard in the past, that's not a serious drawback. Away in the manger always sounds like a closet full of mice.
What do you wear in the angel choir?
Bed sheets.
Oh boy, some toys the bath over bed sheets. Come on, let's go watch TV.
You know, Mrs. Armstrong works very hard to make it a lovely experience for everyone.
Oh, Mom, Mrs. Armstrong just likes to run things.
She's right, you know. She directs the pageant, she runs the potluck supper, and she's chairman of the bazaar. I think Helen would preach the sermon if anyone would let her.
Is that George Armstrong's wife?
Yes.
Well, maybe she'll try to manage the hospital because that's where she is. I saw George in the drugstore. He told me his wife broke her leg this morning. She'll be in traction for 2 weeks, laid up till after the first of the year.
The first of the year?
That's what he said.
We'll have to cancel Christmas.
Oh, she's in charge of Christmas.
Well, she's in charge of the pageant, and she's in charge of the bazaar. Oh, I feel sorry for Helen. But who is going to do all of that work?
Okay, Edna. I'll do the supper if you'll do the bazaar. But I don't know what on earth we're going to do about that pageant unless... Well, how about Grace?
I simply can't. I have company all Christmas week. How about Grace? Hello, Grace.
Bob,
What?
I have to direct the Christmas pageant.
Oh. Well, does that mean I have to go?
Our Christmas pageant isn't what you call four-star entertainment. Mrs. Armstrong breaking a leg was the only unexpected thing that ever happened to it. It's always the same old Christmas story, the same old carols, and the same old Mary and Joseph. So that's what my mother was stuck with. That and Mrs. Armstrong.
Tell you again, Grace, how important it is to give everyone a chance. Here's what I do. I always start with Mary, and I tell them that we must choose our Mary carefully because Mary was, after all, the mother of Jesus. Yes, I know that, Helen. Yes. And then I tell them about Joseph and that he was God's choice to be Jesus' father. That's how I explain that.
I thought Mrs. Armstrong was in traction. How could she be talking on the phone when she's in traction?
What do you think traction is?
Like, when they preach it asleep?
No such luck. Beth, we'll need salt and pepper
And
and napkins.
there are no small parts, only small actors.
Charlie, we'll leave some for the rest of us, won't you?
I'm hungry. The Hermit stole my lunch again.
How can you let him do that to you day after day?
How can I stop him? Where's the chicken?
I just hope you don't have too many names.
Grace, where's the chicken?
It's still in the oven.
I'll get it.
You'll have to get someone to push the baby angels on, otherwise they get in each other's way and bend their wings. Bob could do that, and he can keep an eye on the shepherds too. Oh, another thing about the angel choir, don't let them wear lipstick. They think that just because it's a play, that they have to wear lipstick. And it looks There's terrible. someone at my door, Helen. And I've don't got to let go. them wear it. It looks absolutely
I've
terrible.
got to go, Helen. I will talk to you later.
Yes, I'm coming.
Oh, lady, could you give a poor hungry man some supper? I haven't had a square meal in 3 days.
For heaven's sake, it's you.
I was lonely at the table.
Well, I guess Helen was lonely at the hospital.
Nonsense, not as long as the telephones are working.
Oh, bet she told you about no small parts, only small actors.
And getting someone to shove the baby angels on and make the shepherds shut up.
Well, yeah, she did. She suggested your father.
Well, Does that mean I have to go?
And Grace, don't get just anybody's baby for Jesus. Get a quiet one. Or better yet, get two if you can. That way, if one turns out to be fussy, you can always switch them.
My mother didn't pay much attention to Mrs. Armstrong. She said Mrs. Armstrong was stuck in the hospital with nothing to do but think up problems. And there weren't going to be any problems. Of course, my mother didn't count on the Herdmans. That was Charlie's fault. Hey, Leroy, you give me back my lunch. Sure, kid. Here. You stole my dessert again. How did you know? Because it isn't here. Oh, yeah? What was it? 2 Twinkies. Yeah, that's right. That's what it was. Hey, Leroy. Think it's so great to steal my dessert every day? I don't care if you steal my dessert. I'll even give you my dessert. I get all the dessert I want in Sunday school. Oh, yeah? What kind of dessert? All kinds like chocolate cake and candy bars and cookies and Twinkies and bagels. We get all the refreshments we want all the time. You're a liar! And ice cream and donuts and cupcakes? Who the heck gives it to you? The minister. Why? Is the man crazy? No, I think he's rich. Sunday school, huh? Hey, Ralph! Listen to this! What's a pageant?
It's a play.
Like on TV? What's it about?
It's about Jesus.
Everything here is.
And it's about Mary. It's mostly about Mary.
Who's Mary?
Well, I am. Well, probably I am. I know the parts.
Come on, Beth. Charlie, David, come. Now, this won't take very long if we all settle down. Today we're going to decide who will play the main parts in our Christmas pageant. But of course you will all have important parts to play. You know what Mrs. Armstrong has always told you. There's no such thing as a small part, only small actors. Isn't that what Helen always says?
Yeah, that's what she says, but she never says what it means.
Well, don't you know what it means?
I know what it means. It means that the short kids have to be in the front row of the angel choir, or else nobody can see them.
Well, not exactly. What it really means is even the littlest baby angel is just as important as Mary.
I don't think anyone is as important as Mary is.
Well, naturally, that's what you think, Alice. I think Jesus is more important.
I still think it means that the short kids have to be in the front row.
Jesus,
It's the short kids.
Girls, everyone is important. Mary, Jesus, and the short kids. Now, is everybody here? Beverly, will you go on out in the hall and see if there's anyone else coming? Now, the little children will be our baby angels. Please remind your mothers that you will need bed sheets. And the people in the angel choir will also need bed sheets. And if any of you have whole bathroom... Now what's the matter? Oh, well, let's make some room there for the herdman. Now, where's Beverly?
I think she went home. I think she got sick.
Well, did she say she was sick?
She just left. All I did was I just said, "Hi, Beverly," and she just left.
I see. Well, will somebody please tell Beverly about the rehearsals? The next 4 Wednesdays after school. Please plan to be here for everyone.
What if we get sick?
You won't get sick. Now, the people who play Mary and Joseph must absolutely be here for every rehearsal.
What if they get sick?
They won't get sick either, Elmer.
Well, Beverly got sick, and we didn't even start yet.
Well, we don't know that Beverly got sick. Beverly, are you all right? Oh, come sit down. Now, I would like you all to think about Mary. We all know what kind of a person Mary was. She was quiet and kind and gentle. And the person who plays Mary needs to try to be that kind of a person. Now, who would like to volunteer to play the part of Mary? Emma Jean, do you have a question?
No, I want to be Mary, and Ralph over there, he wants to be Joseph. Yeah, right.
Oh. Well, we'll just make a list of all the people who want to play these parts, and then we'll decide who it should be. Ralph Herdman. Now, who else would like to play the part of Joseph? Elmer, did I see you raise your hand?
No.
Well, just raise your hands. Anyone? Any volunteers? Very well. Ralph Herdman will be our Joseph, and Emma Jean has volunteered to be our Mary. I'll just write that down. Now, who else would like to volunteer? Beth?
No.
Maxine? Alice, don't you want to volunteer?
No, I don't want to.
I'll be Mary. Shut up, Gladys. I'm already married. You be a wise man.
The wise men are usually boys. However, they don't have to be.
I'll be a wise man.
Me too. Wyatt, you want to be a wise man? Raise your hand.
What's the wise man? Just raise your hand.
What's left to be?
Some angel.
I'll be that. What is it?
It's the angel of the Lord who appears to the shepherds. There, we do have some volunteers. David, would you like to be a wise man?
No, I just want to say I can't be a wise man. We're going to Philadelphia.
Why didn't you say so before?
Because I just remembered. Oh, my mother didn't want me to be a shepherd either.
Well, why not?
She said, don't be a shepherd.
I'm not going to be shepherd. He's not.
Yes, you are. Now, what is the matter with all of you?
I don't want to be a shepherd. Gladys Herman hits too hard.
Gladys isn't going to hit anybody. The angel of the Lord just appears to the shepherds and tells them that Jesus was born.
And hits them.
That is ridiculous, Elmer, and I don't want to hear another word about it. Now, no shepherds may quit or get sick. That'll do for today. You may go. But I expect to see everyone here Wednesday at 6:30. Alice, what in the world is wrong with you? Why didn't you raise your hand?
I don't know.
You don't know? Alice, I expect you to volunteer. Don't you want to be married?
Mrs. Bradley! Oh, come on, Alice. I don't know. I didn't dare raise my hand. Imogene Herman would have killed me. Said I'm going to be married in this Christmas pageant, and if you dare raise your hand or open your mouth, you'll wish you didn't. And I said, I'm always married in the Christmas pageant. And she said, well, go ahead then. And next spring, when the pussy balloons come out, I'll stick a pussy balloon seed so far down your ear that no one can reach it. And it will grow and sprout there, and you'll spend the rest of your life with a pussy balloon bush growing out of your ear. You know she wouldn't do that. Yes, you would too. The Herdmans will do anything. You just wait and see. They'll do something horrible and ruin the whole Christmas pageant. And it's all your mother's fault. Come on, Maxine.
Did you hear about them? Well, it must be Grace's fault. How else would the six of them end up in a Christmas pageant when they ought to be in jail?
Vera, I just heard that Imogene is going to play Mary in the Christmas pageant, and I... Oh, 6 of them? Oh, Vera, I live next door to that outfit, and I would rather live next door to the zoo. Has Grace gone crazy?
Where did they come from? Who let them in? Imogene Herdman? What kind of child is that to play Mary, the mother of Jesus? And where was Reverend Hopkins, I'd like to know? He was what? Visiting shut-ins. Well, I'm a shut-in, and he wasn't visiting me. What was the matter
Well,
with
I
Grace?
said, why did they pass out chocolates to the children?
Oh, no.
tell me. I'm on your side. The car's over here.
Helen Armstrong is not the only woman in the world who can direct a Christmas pageant. I decided just to do the best I could under the circumstances. But now, I am going to make this the best Christmas pageant we have ever had. And I am going to do it with the Herdmans. After all, they're the only ones who raise their hands.
Good
and I
for
don't
you.
care what anyone says.
The car's over here.
And you're going to help.
Does that mean...
You have to go.
Now, the inn will be backstage over here. And the shepherds will come in and gather around the manger.
Where the heck do all the shepherds come from? What's an inn? It's like a motel where people go to spend the night. What people? Jesus?
Oh, honestly, Jesus wasn't even born yet. Mary and Joseph was there.
Why? To pay their taxes.
And a motel.
Shut up, Molly. Everybody shut up. I want to hear her. Begin at the beginning.
The beginning?
The beginning of the play. What happens first?
Emma Jean, this is the Christmas story from the Bible. Haven't you ever read the Christmas story from the Bible? Well, that's what this pageant is, so I guess we'd better read it.
I don't believe that, do you? That they've never heard the Christmas story?
Why not? They don't even know what a Bible is, and they've never been to church in their whole life. So your dumb brother told them that we got refreshments. Now we have to wait the whole time to nothing.
All right now. There went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And Joseph went up from Galilee with Mary his wife, being great with child.
Pregnant! She was pregnant!
All right now, that is enough. We all know that Mary was pregnant.
I don't think it's very nice to say that Mary was, when it came to pregnant, well, she was. Well, I still don't think it's very nice for your mother to say that Mary was pregnant. It's better to say great with child. I'm not supposed to talk about people being pregnant, especially in church. Sit down.
And she wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger because there was no room for them in the inn.
My gosh! They didn't have room for Jesus?
Well, nobody knew that the baby was going to be Jesus.
Didn't Mary know? Didn't he know? What was the matter with Joseph? Not telling them. Her pregnant and everything.
Do you know what a manger is? There was no bed in the barn, so they had to use whatever there was. What would you do if you had a new baby, but you didn't have a bed to put the baby in?
We put Gladys in a bureau drawer.
Well, there you are. You didn't have a bed for Gladys, so you had to use something else.
Oh, we had a bed. Only Ollie was still in it. Wouldn't get out of it. She didn't like Gladys. Remember how you didn't like Gladys? That was pretty smart of Ollie. Not to like Gladys right off the bat.
A manger is a large wooden feeding trough for animals.
What were the wired-up clothes?
The what?
It's them there. She wrapped him in wired-up clothes.
Swaddling clothes. People used to wrap babies up very tightly in big pieces of material to make them feel cozy.
You mean they tied him up and put him in a feed box? Where was the child welfare?
The child welfare's at our house every 5 minutes. There wasn't any child welfare in Bethlehem.
I'll say there wasn't.
And there were shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them. And the glory...
Shazam! Out of the black night with horrible vengeance, the mighty Marvel!
Gladys, I don't know what you're talking about.
The mighty Marvel in Amazing Comics! Out of the black night with horrible vengeance!
Gladys, this is the angel of the Lord who appears to the shepherds.
Out of nowhere, right? In a black night, right?
Well, in a way.
Shazam!
Now, when Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east, bearing gifts of gold and frankincense
What's
and
that?
What's that?
Well, they were special things. spices and precious oils.
Oil? What kind of a present is oil? We get better presents from the welfare. Hey! Were they the welfare? The wise men?
No, they were kings, and they were...
Well, it's about time somebody important showed up. If they're kings, they can get the baby out of the barn and tell the innkeeper where to get off.
They were sent by Herod, who was the main king, and he wanted to find Jesus and have him put to death.
My gosh! He just got born. They're gonna kill a baby? Who's Herod in this play?
Herod isn't in the play.
I mean, he is out to kill a baby. And he isn't even in the play? Well, somebody better be Herod. Let Charlie be Herod. He says, go give me that baby. And they say, okay, because he's a king and all.
But then they don't do it. They go back and get Herod!
I'm not gonna be Herod.
No one is going to be Herod.
No. Joseph, get the shepherds together and they go like the Herod. Ah! See, they're gonna put one in and it's gonna be me and I'm gonna get killed.
Herod. There is no Herod.
And I run away with the baby till the fight's over. Somebody ought to fix the innkeeper. Gladys, you wipe out these.
I can't! I'm an angel!
Just hang around in some barn. I'd go get a room. She said there wasn't any room. Then I'd throw somebody out. I'd say, I've got this baby here, and it's the middle of winter, so either get out or move over. I'd go after old Herod. Yeah. I'd send the angel after him. She'd just point her electric finger and turn him into a pile of
Yeah, that! What's the name of this place? She never said.
Christmas pageant.
That's no name. That's what it is. I know name. I know name. I call it Revenge at Bethlehem.
Revenge at Bethlehem. The herdman saw the Christmas story came right out of the FBI files. At least they picked out the right villain. It was Herod they wanted to gang up on, and not the baby Jesus. But the baby Jesus quit the pageant anyway. It was supposed to be Eugene Slocum, but Mrs. Slocum said she wasn't going to let Imogene Herdman get her hands on him. So we didn't have a baby Jesus, and that kind of bothered my mother. She kept trying to scratch up a baby, even to the last rehearsal. What do you keep writing in that book?
It's like a diary.
It is not. It's all bad stuff about the herdman. Imogene curses and swears all the time. Ralph talks about sexy things. Mrs. Bradley called Mary pregnant. Gladys Herdman drinks communion wine. It isn't wine, it's grape juice.
I don't care what it is. She drinks it. I've seen her mouth purple 2 or 3 times. And they steal, too. Every time you shake the birthday bake, it doesn't make a sound. Because they sew all the pennies out of it. And every single time you go into the ladies' room, the air is all blue. And Imogene Herdman is sitting there in her Mary costume, smoking cigars.
And you roll this down? What for?
For my mother and the Reverend Hopkins and the Ladies' Aid Society and anybody else who wants to know what happens when this Christmas pageant turns out to be a huge mess.
All right, now let's get quiet. Beth, Alice, come back here so we can get started. Now today is our last rehearsal, and I would like to start at the top.
Grace, I just want to let you know that we're all back in the kitchen making apple sauce cake. Oh, what? Dear. Well, try not to bother your dress rehearsal.
Well, it's supposed to be. Oh, Edna, didn't I hear that your niece had a new baby a month or so ago, a baby girl?
Oh, she's absolutely adorable.
Would you mind if I called her and asked her if we could use her baby for the...
Oh, great heavens, no. Now, I can say that she's sick or cranky or something else, but the truth of the matter is that she's perfectly healthy and happy and would all like to keep her that way. There is no way that I would ever turn her over to Imogene Herdman. Sorry, Grace.
Mrs. Bradley, you can use bought my little brother for Jesus.
David, I didn't know you had a new baby.
He's not new. He's 4 years old, but he's double jointed. And he can walk his skirt up.
I don't think.
I'll get the baby.
And how will you do that?
There's always 2 or 3 babies in carriages outside the supermarket. I'll just grab one of them.
Emma Jean, you cannot just walk off with somebody else's baby. Just forget about the baby. We will just use the doll.
Yeah, that's better anyways. A doll can't bite you.
And Emma Jean, Mary does not wear earrings.
I have to wear these. I just got my ears pierced. And if I don't keep something in them, they'll grow together.
Well, not in an hour and a half. What did your doctor tell you to do?
What doctor?
Well, who pierced your ears?
Gladys.
I bet Gladys did it with an ice pick. I hope Imogene's ears turn black and fall off.
Well, we'll find something smaller. Now, is that what you're going to wear? Is that your costume? You're all supposed to be in costumes today.
But I can't find my halo. My wings are all bad. My mother doesn't have any white bed sheets. Could I use a suit with balloons on it? I haven't got a costume. I've never been a shepherd before.
You're supposed to wear your father's bathrobe. That's what I asked to do.
He hasn't got a bathrobe.
Well, then what is he hanging around the house?
His underwear.
All right. Let's just pretend we're wearing our costumes.
Are we going through the whole thing?
Yes, of course. But first, we are going to start from the top and just go through the entrances. So please, everyone go to your places and take the benches with you. We will start with the shepherd. Maxine, just say the last few words.
And there were shepherds in the field keeping watch over their flocks by night.
Music, shepherd.
And an angel of the Lord. Shazam! Unto you a child is born!
No! Maxine, keep going.
And there was a multitude of heavenly hosts.
Music, angels. Music, wise men.
I've got the baby here. Don't touch him. I named him Jesus.
No, you don't say anything. Nobody says anything. Mary and Jesus just make a lovely picture for us all to look at when we think about Christmas. Now, put the doll back.
I don't get to say anything. Some angel tells me what to name my baby. I would have named him Bill. What angel was that? Was that Gladys?
No, Gladys brought the good news to the shepherd.
Yeah! Unto you a child is born!
Not unto them, unto me. I'm the one that had the baby.
No, that just means that Jesus belongs to all of us. Unto all of us a child is born.
Why didn't they let Mary name her own baby? What did that angel do? Just walk up and say, name him Jesus?
Yes.
I know what the angel said. He said to call him Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
My gosh, you'd never get out of the first grade if you had to write all that down.
Mrs. Bradley, what should I do?
Maxine, 5 minutes. Everyone, 5 minutes.
We never did start over, and we never did go through the whole thing. 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes, and Imogen Herdman spent the whole time in the ladies' room, smoking cigars. Then Mrs. McCarthy went into the ladies' room and saw the smoke and called the fire department. And they came right away. cleared everybody out of the building and dragged a fire hose to the whole church, looking for a fire to put out. But the only fire they found was in the kitchen. All the applesauce cake had burned up. So of course the ladies were mad about that. And Mrs. McCarthy was mad, and my mother was mad.
Why did you call the fire department over a little smoke?
A little smoke, that was a lot of smoke.
It couldn't have been. You just got excited. And now look at everything. The whole church is full of firemen, and the street is full of baby angels crying, and shepherds climbing on the fire engine, and half the neighborhood. Didn't you know it was cigar smoke?
No! I didn't know it was cigar smoke. I didn't expect to find cigar smoke in the ladies' room of the church.
The short kid is the short kid. Only one more question. Guys. They're still trying to clean up from the fire, so we're gonna have a short intermission.
The bathrooms are over here. The first one is the ladies, and the last one is the men. And there's Candy and Pop over there, but you have to go this way, unless you want Gladys to get you.
Oh, girls!
And I'm the only one that can smoke cigars in the ladies' room. Or the men's.
Alice Wendelkin's mother was mad too, and the whole Ladies' Aid Society was mad, and Reverend Hopkins said he didn't know what to think.
Grace, I don't know what to think. I've been on the phone all day and I can't make head or tails of it. Some people say they set fire to the ladies' room. Some people say they set fire to the kitchen. Vera Wendelkin says all they ever talk about is sex and underwear.
That was David Clark talking about the underwear, and they didn't set fire to anything. The only fire was in the kitchen where the applesauce cake burned up.
Well, the whole church is in an uproar. I don't know. Jesus said, suffer the little children to come unto me. But I'm not sure he meant the herdmans. Grace, don't you think we should cancel the pageant?
I'll bet that was Helen Armstrong's idea.
We could blame it on the fire. Makes a good excuse.
I'll bet that was Edna McCarthy's idea.
But everyone thinks it's going to be a
disaster? Well, they're wrong. This is going to be the best Christmas pageant we have ever had.
But Grace, I don't think anyone will come to see it.
On Christmas Eve, the whole church was jammed full. Everybody came to see what the herdmans would do.
Wait till I turn the lights.
I can't even see a thing. Oh. Grace, I don't know what in the world you expect to do with this thing.
Well, I was thinking it would look like a palm tree. I can see now that it doesn't. No, I don't know what's going to happen tonight. We have never once been through this whole thing. And the herdmen still think of some kind of a spy story. This will be the first pageant in history where Joseph and the wise men get in a fight and Mary runs away with the baby. Where are the kids?
All the kids in the world are down in the basement putting on bed sheets.
I meant our kids.
We're here.
Oh, well, hurry and get your costumes on. It's getting late.
It's just going to be awful, you know. They look like trick or treat, all dressed up in their moldy sneakers and all dirty. Mary and Joseph, I mean, they look like refugees.
Well, that's what they were. Mary and Joseph, they were refugees in a way. They were a long way from home. They didn't have any place to stay, didn't know anybody. They were probably cold, tired, hungry, and messy.
I don't know about cold and hungry, but they sure are messy.
Oh, I wonder if I ought to go down.
I think you worry too much. Now, I'm supposed to push baby angels on stage. And then I'm supposed to hand shepherds their crooks and push them on stage. When do I do all of that?
Just follow the script.
Maybe angels, shepherds, wise men.
Grace, it doesn't seem to say here where the fire engines come on.
Oh!
Just kidding. Good morning.
Oh, is everybody here? Come sit on the stage. Alice and Beth, I will need your help with the baby angels tonight. Oh, let me see how you look. Gladys, where's your halo?
Our cat buried it. Listen, I think we have to say something more than the baby came. Why would they all get up and tear off after some baby they don't even know? We have to tell them it's Jesus, and we have to tell them where he is.
No, Gladys. You tell them, unto you a child is born, and that is all you tell them. Now, it is time for us all to go backstage. Please try to be quiet while the people are coming. And good luck.
Mrs. Bradley, actors do not say good luck. Actors say break a leg.
I know.
Break a leg!
For those of you who don't know what that means, it is just a theatrical saying. It doesn't really mean to break a leg, your own or anyone else's. Oh my God. Children, quickly, just get... Oh. And Imogene, please try to remember that that's a baby. And for tonight, anyway, it's the baby Jesus.
Imogene, my mom said. And suddenly there was a multitude of heavenly hosts, saying, Glory to God in the highest, on earth, peace among men. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo, Gloria in excelsis Deo. When Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east to worship him, bringing him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar, field and mountain, ornament and calling yonder star. Star of wonder, star of light, star of royal beauty bright, westward wings still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. David's awful too. And what's that Leroy's got? It's a ham. A ham? I'll bet they stole it. No, I think it's the ham from their welfare basket. You mean it's their own ham? They must hate ham. Well, even if they do hate ham, Alice, it's the only thing they ever gave away in their whole lives. Being warned in a dream that they should not return to their own country, the wise men departed another way. The shepherds also departed, praising God for all that they had seen and heard. But Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly. Look, Beth, Mary's crying. Mrs. Bradley, Mary's crying.
Could you believe that was Imogene Herdman? And the rest of them. I remember this was the best Christmas pageant we've ever had. And I don't know why, but I think it was because of them. Could that be?
Well, I don't know. I always get weepy during the pageant. I guess it's the carols and the children all. But this was the best. And it should have been the worst.
You know, there was something different.
Oh, that
angel of the Lord and Zipper.
Yeah. You know, I like that. It has lots of spirit. Usually you can't hear the angel of the Lord.
I wish now that I had let her use the baby, to be baby Jesus.
Who was that baby Jesus?
Oh, it was just a doll.
No, Irma. That was no doll.
Well, it did seem real.
It did seem real, as if it might have happened just that way. We all thought the Christmas pageant was just about Jesus, but that was only part of it. It was about a new baby and his mother and father who were in a whole lot of trouble. No money, no place to go, nobody they knew, and then, arriving from the east, like my uncle from New Jersey, some rich friends. Because of the Herdmans, it was a whole new story. Imogene birthing the baby, the wise men bringing such a sensible gift. After all, you couldn't eat frankincense. And even Gladys. He's in the barn, go see him. So the shepherds didn't have to wander all over. But I guess it was different for Imogene. For her, the Christmas pageant was all wonder and mystery, as if she just caught on to what Christmas was all about. When it was over, we had a party in the basement. But the Herdmans didn't stay. They didn't have any hot chocolate and didn't walk off with all the cookies. They wouldn't even take their candy canes.
Well, that's about it. Any more kids left downstairs?
Nope, they're all gone. You know you have your bathrobe on? You're not going to wear that, are you?
Well, why not? Maybe the people will think I was a shepherd. I wouldn't mind being taken as a shepherd in this Christmas pageant.
Yes, you would. When it was over, some lady came and hugged me because I was a shepherd. Should I bring this ham?
That is the herdman's ham from their welfare basket. But they wouldn't take it back. Leroy said it's a present, and you don't take back a present.
Leroy said that. They must take him.
You and Alice Wendell.
What about the lights?
Oh, they're on a timer. They'll go off at midnight.
Oh, it's not far away. It's almost Christmas.
It's almost Christmas, kid.
Almost Christmas, Charlie.
Gentlemen, this is our closing night, and this has been for the cast the best Christmas pageant ever. We don't need that now, thank you. There are two people who made this possible, and as usual, it's always the ladies that make special things possible. Mrs. Bradley, would you please come out? Arlene, would you come here? onto the stage, please. The Black School of Meat. These two ladies have made it possible for us to have a lot of fun the last month, and this has been special. Arlene is our director. She has directed 2 casts of about 22 characters each for the last 2 months, and we thank her, and we'd like to have you thank her for it.
Thank you so much for the use of your children, for those of you that are here. It was wonderful working with them. This cast, this is the perfect cast. They are, sometimes they're quiet backstage and nice and loud on stage, and that's wonderful. Usually it's the other way around. And I have totally enjoyed working with all your children. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
We'd like to thank Mrs. Bradley, the jewel of our Christmas pageant, who's made all this so much fun. Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, that was